Welcome to the office. How's it going, guys? So a lot has been happening this year. Started a new property development company, which we're going to talk about, and moved into our new offices, which you see behind me. So I wanted to give you a tour of the offices, talk through where we're at, a bit about what's going on, and yeah, just give you a tour. But it's a really, really cool place. Right now, we're in a place called 1 Mill Street. We're in Leamington Spa in Warwickshire, near to where I've grown up my whole life. See, I'm in London as well. I've got a place in London, and I'm sort of between the two. But as our team began to grow towards the back end of last year, we finally decided that at a point in the world where everyone was starting to work from home, we were doing the opposite and wanted to find some office space where we could sort of bring the team together and start to develop a bit of a team culture. So right now, as we come in, one of my favorite things about Mill Street is we've got this cafe behind us here. So in the mornings, we've got all different kinds of breakfast throughout the day. We've got amazing meals, and it's all sort of healthy stuff that's there to make sure we're working properly, and it's a healthy environment. We've also just got this bar that's been installed recently. So after work, especially on the Fridays and on a weekend, come in here, grab some drinks. You've got all different kinds of drinks, and it just becomes a really good social environment because there's so many creative people, so many cool people that work out of this building. It's not just us. That it's just a great place to sort of meet those people, network, share ideas, and see how we can add value to sort of each other's business. Behind us here, we've got a meeting room. So we can book out this space, and sort of when we're inviting guests, whether it's investors, whether it's hosting interviews for the business, or even just creating content and using it as a location to shoot, this is just one of the meeting rooms we've got in the building that we can book out. So we've got in here also the click share, so we can just plug into our computer. We can stream our computers to the TV screen there. You've got webcam under the TV, so you can just sort of host virtual conferences and virtual group Zoom calls. So yeah, really, really cool space. And then heading to the back of the downstairs here, we've got our office in the far left corner, which I'll get to last. But more of a communal area downstairs. We've got hot desks and sort of resident desks in here as well. This is a sort of a serviced office space. Most of those are upstairs. But one of the things that really sold this place to me was this podcast studio. So you guys may or may not have seen, myself and my business partner Rosie, who I'm going to talk about, have just launched a new podcast where we're talking about everything that we're doing within the business. Should be open. So we've got some of the best equipment. We've got the Shure microphones, we've got acoustic padding on the walls, we've got soundproofing everywhere, and a really awesome neon light. And we can sort of put our own cameras in here as well to really create content, because in today's day and age, most companies, most businesses should be creating content, and really shows you how forward thinking the company was that set this place up. So really awesome space. We used this to record episode 1 of the podcast, and then you guys might have seen episode 2 we shot in our office just to try and mix things up. So I want to hear from you guys which location you prefer. But yeah, this is really amazing, and it's great just having it on our doorstep across the hall. And in here, we've sort of got kitchen, bathrooms. Again, we can bring our own food in, put it in the fridge if we don't want to eat from the cafe. And this is for people that have the offices only. So we've got a few offices. We've got 4 offices in total downstairs. We've got a local university where students can come in and do some work. We've got an SEO and marketing agency. We've got a gentleman here that does wills and family planning. So is family planning the right word? Yeah, whatever it's called. Shout out to Raj in Seek Wills. So yeah, but I'm gonna show you guys upstairs. So up here, we have another meeting room very similar to the one I showed you downstairs. We've got a mezzanine floor here. So there is a gaming and software development company that's up there. We've got hot desks where people can just come in, however many days a week or a month, use it as a desk for them to use. And we've got residence desks where people are here a bit more full time. And then various little meeting pods throughout the the rest of the space up here, and then some sort of soundproof mini rooms where you can sort of do Zoom calls, sit with people, and just have a sort of more private conversation. And the sort of soundproofs from the rest of the chaos that's in here. But it's a really, really beautiful space. We've got the high ceilings here. This was originally a warehouse of some kind. It's a very old building, but yeah, it's beautiful. So I don't actually come up here that much at all, just because it is very busy up here. It is very loud up here, and our office is downstairs. So I actually don't know too many people here. But just the general environment, the whole networking side of things is so good, because last night, for example, watching the football, the Euros, England playing, and watching it downstairs just with some of the people that work here that I'd never met before, but really cool connections to be made, and lots of people that can provide lots of value to our business, and likewise. So yeah, but if we head downstairs, I'll show you where the magic really happens. And then lastly, I bring you to where, like I say, the magic happens. So when we came to view this place, we literally secured our office before this place was even launched online, before it was advertised. They were literally just finishing the construction, and it was 2 weeks before they did the official launch. It was purely by chance that Rosie, my business partner, knew someone who was building this place. And so I thought I'd come along, and fortunately this was the only office that was left, but it was the perfect office for us. So we've got the light box above us here with our branding. And then over in this corner, we've got a few things. First of all, we've got a painted wall here, which we can draw on with chalk pens and rub off a bit like a whiteboard. I then got this custom neon sign designed. Need money for real estate, sort of alluding to the fact that, you know, we love real estate and we're constantly trying to raise finance for it. And this was actually inspired by a photo I saw on Instagram from Josh Altman, which we'll throw on the screen. But for the actual real neon artwork, it was thousands and thousands of pounds. This is just LED. And then we've got an Eames chair here for the late evenings when we've got the laptop out, and watching the TV behind us to just chill out, and sort of a really cool feature to fill up the space. We're going to put some plants in and try and spice it up a little bit, but it's not a huge space and it does the job. We did have a few more people working out of here, but we did just take on an office space about 200 meters down the road, where we've got sort of a new sales team that handle a lot of the inquiries for our education programs. TV here on the wall, which can move around. We've got our podcast playing, which we uploaded recently. And then a lot of people ask what this thing is. So this is essentially a phone box, we call it. When we first moved in here, Peter was taking a lot of calls, like I say, for our education side of things. But while myself and Rosie were trying to work, we didn't want to listen to someone on calls all day. So this phone box, which is currently a very expensive storage unit filled with a lot of camera gear, sort of acts as a sound insulated environment where someone can go in, take phone calls, do Zoom calls, and won't be interrupting everyone else in the office. And it's got its own aircon unit in there as well, own lighting, and it was a pretty difficult thing for myself and Rosie to put together. But yeah, and then this is where Rosie works. This is where I work currently. We've got the iMacs, we've got MacBook, and a couple space where Jez and some other team members that come and go tend to work from as well. But it's a great little space, and it sort of brought us more together. It's allowed us to sort of share more ideas and hold each other more accountable, and we couldn't be happy with the place. So what I want to do now, guys, is sort of sit down and run through in a bit more detail about exactly what's been going on in the start of the year and what the plans are for the future. So a lot of exciting things have been happening since the start of the year. The most prominent thing is that I started Newman Rose, a property company with my business partner, Rosie. Now, for those of you that don't know Rosie, Rosie comes from a background in property development with a very successful family business she's been a key part of, as well as success she's had in other ventures as well. Now, I've actually been business partners with Rosie for almost 2 years at this point on the education side of her business, which has been incredibly successful. We've helped hundreds of students at this point get started and scale their property development business with the knowledge that Rosie and her family background bring. And so at the start of this year, Rosie decided to leave her family business, and I was at a point in my career where the next logical step was to move into bigger land developments. And I've always watched Rosie and her family from the sidelines, being incredibly successful at property developments and sort of doing the deals that I've always wanted to be involved in. So Newman Rose is essentially a property development company. We've got multiple sites in the pipeline right now, some of which we are very imminently completing on, and hence why I'm sort of creating this content, because over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be releasing a lot of content showing you those deals and documenting the entire journey with our new business, completely from scratch and the point of inception. So right now, the Newman Rose team is made up of a few people. We've got myself and Rosie. We've also got Peter, which sort of acts as my right-hand guy, Rosie's right-hand guy, and Peter's main responsibility is on the education side of the business. So he's responsible for speaking to prospective students, people that potentially want to get involved in our education programs and figuring out if it's a right fit for them, and helping understand where they're at right now to better understand how we can help them, and then managing the community of students that we already have. We also just released the Newman Rose podcast, where myself and Rosie are going to sit down every week, and sometimes with guests as well, and we're just going to discuss everything that's going on in Newman Rose, the deals that we're working on, things that we're learning throughout that week, and the obstacles that we're facing, as well as bringing on some really cool guests that can provide a lot of value to aspiring property entrepreneurs out there. And really the vision with Newman Rose is to build some incredible properties. We've got some amazing sites in the pipeline now that we're under contract with, and we're literally going to be sharing everything with you guys. This YouTube channel, we're going to see some more vlog style content. We're also going to see some more education style content on my second channel, and it's going to be a really exciting journey. So that's it for this video, guys. I've got a really exciting video coming out next week. We're going to have a really consistent upload schedule. We're going to be uploading new content every Monday. So if you subscribe, like, and comment what you want to see in future videos, and I'll see you on the next one.